on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Joesty here, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing an exhaust on the Aprilia Tuono. I got a steal of a deal on it. It is a SC Project S1 exhaust. It's actually off of an RSV4, but they should be the same. I believe that everything's the same on the bikes. I really didn't want this exhaust. I wanted the SC1 exhaust, not the S1, because the SC1 is really, it's gonna be a little bit more tame. The S1 exhaust is probably the loudest one that SC Project makes. And I didn't know if I wanted something that obnoxious, but it came up at such a good deal that I really just decided to go ahead and get it. It's a $1,000 exhaust, and I got it used, barely used at that. It's pristine condition for $600. So I figured let's go ahead and get it and go ahead and install it. It's gonna sound brutal. It's gonna be absolutely brutal on the bike. So here is the Tuono, and currently it's 100% stock. Nothing has been done on the bike. Stock exhaust right there. We're gonna be removing the stock can, which the cat is right here in the can. So from here back is gonna be removed. All that's gonna be gone. So there's gonna be a significant amount of weight savings. I don't have a tune for the bike yet, so we are going to leave the X-up valve in place and just disconnect the wires so that the motor doesn't throw any codes on the dash or any check engine lights for that matter. So that's pretty much all I'm doing right now. Now it is gonna get a tune on it. It's going to probably, I would think that I'm gonna do a open flash on it. So there's a couple options when you either tune or flash these bikes. The easiest option is having a dealer put the flash on it, which is basically the Aprilia map, which is equivalent to the race ECU. You can also do the race ECU, but it's very expensive. It's like $900. The open flash is around the same area. It's around 800 bucks, but it also gives you the option to do things like turn check engine lights off and upload multiple maps to the bike if that's what you want. If you wanted like an MR12 map and a pump gas map, something like that. But it should pick up a significant amount of power just from that tune. That's gonna be the route I go on it. I'm not really doing this for the power. I'm only doing it for sound. It's a naked bike. I've got plenty of bikes that have power. So here's where the current situation in the garage is. I somehow ended up with more bikes. I was trying to get rid of the R1 and traded it for the Aprilia RSV4RR. The S1000 I got from trade on the black Busa, the turbo one. That one and that one are probably gonna be going up for sale. Here is the H2, and the Busa's already been picked up and shipped out to Travis Yeager, so the Busa's not here right now. I'm gonna do a video on all the bikes in the garage, mods on those bikes, go through just pretty much what I think of the bikes, how they ride, my opinion on them, and let you guys know what I think of all of them. But that'll be a different video. Today I'm doing the exhaust on the Aprilia, so give me just a minute here and we will unpackage the exhaust and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so here is the SC Project exhaust. It's the S1. Now this is the shorty model. So the link pipe on this one is a lot shorter than they also make an S1 that is longer, so the link pipe has more length. So that means this one's gonna be even more brutal than the long one because typically shorties are the loudest exhaust that you can get. This one is pretty much pristine condition. I mean, I don't see any imperfections on it, not even scratch, nothing. And this is a full titanium unit and carbon fiber end cap, which looks sick. Now, look at the welds on this thing. The welds are beautiful. You're really getting a quality unit here. The welds are nice. Titanium turns that nice blue color. Only one bolt to mount it, and he even gave me the SC Project sticker with it. So we got pretty much everything it comes with from the factory. So first thing I'm gonna start by doing is removing the actual exhaust. It does have, if you can see here, that is the X-up valve in there. The two cables that are running to the X-up valve go through the bike up to this unit here. And we're gonna be, I don't know if I can get those cables actually out. I gotta see how they're fished through. Worst case scenario, I'll zip tie them up out of the way, and I'm gonna have to leave that there, like I said, just so it doesn't throw a check engine light. But I did a cold start this morning with the stock exhaust so that you guys can hear that, and I'm gonna do a comparison of stock exhaust versus the SC Project S1. So let's get going. First thing I'm gonna do, remove this bolt down here, remove the hanger up here, and that will give me some clearance to get in here and remove the actual cables from the exhaust. As you guys can see, got the clamp completely loose. We are going to be reusing this clamp for the new exhaust, so I'm just going to leave that guy there. This bolt is pretty much just a 6 on the Allen, 13 millimeter on the back. Just get that guy loose, and the washer on backside, and keep that to the side. New hardware for that. So I'm going to be wiggling this out. The only thing holding it right now is the clamping pressure on the pipe. So I'm gonna get that out so I can get to the backside and get these cables out of here. Alright guys, so that is the X-up valve cables there. As you can see, all you gotta do is back this nut here off. That'll give you enough room to get it out of that bracket right there. And then both cables go around this, down here and snap in. So all you gotta do is pull the cables around, pop it out, and it'll leave it like that. So now the exhaust is completely off. Next thing to do, I'm gonna be taking this fairing right here off to give us a little bit more room to get in there for that valve. Now keep in mind that you're either gonna have to leave these cables in or find a way to fish them through. I don't know how they're ran, but from what other videos I've seen, they are not easy to get out. So I'm probably gonna end up zip tying them up or something, but we'll see. All right, so this bearing I actually didn't need to take completely off. I have it just kind of propped out like this because that's gonna give me enough room to get in here and get all these bolts. And the stud as well holds on the valve. To do this, all you need is to pull off that 4 millimeter hex bolt and those 2 clips, which hex bolts here. The 2 clips, there's one up in there, and then there was one on the back side right there. So pretty easy to get to, but now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the valve off so you guys can see what's going on in there. All right, I've got the valve off. As you can see, there is a plug right there. And I unplugged this one as well, which goes over here to the other side, down in there, just to give me a little bit more leeway. This thing's still pretty stout in there because of those wires, but if you can see this, that bolt there and that bolt there need to come off to get this bracket off, and that will give you enough room to feed the wires from in here around. Now we're also gonna have more play because the exhaust is off and the valves on the exhaust side are off, so that's gonna give you enough to be able to wiggle those out. All right, so I got those off. As you can see, no wires anymore. They are back up here, but there is enough wiggle room here. See how that wire is sliding. I think I'm just gonna end up cutting the end off of it, and I'm gonna go ahead and feed it through the bike, because all it does is it goes from there up through here and back to these wires. So there's enough wiggle room there. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it and take them out because, you know, weight savings, race bike, whatever. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna bolt this X-up valve back on and we'll start installing the SC Project. All right, so this is the SC Project versus the stock exhaust, this monstrosity of an exhaust. As you can see, the catalytic converter down there, ditching this huge assembly. So I'm gonna weigh myself, I'm gonna weigh the exhaust, and then the SC Project to let you guys know what kind of weight savings we're gaining. Get down there and show everybody why I'm so fast. What is that, 141?
Yep.
Yeah, so we got 141. It's the secret of the trade why I'm so fast on all the bikes. Holy Jesus, I'm gonna kill myself. All right, what we got?
160.
160, so 19 pounds in that little guy. Now the SC Project full titanium. What you got on weight?
147.
147? So that's a janky scale. I don't know if that's accurate, but it at least gives you a representation of how much weight we're losing here. So we're losing over 12 pounds, getting rid of the stock system, stock cat, everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and install this. We'll do a first startup. I'll do a cold start for you. I did the stock exhaust this morning when it was cold. It's been about 5 hours, so it should be a pretty good cold startup. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys, she is all mounted up. As you can see, pretty easy install, to be honest with you, but that thing looks sick on there. I didn't know how I'd like the Shorty, but the Shorty does actually look really, really good on the bike. Suits the bike well. One thing to note, you definitely want to wipe the exhaust down, especially on these titanium ones, with some kind of rubbing alcohol or something like that, because once you start them, if you have fingerprints on them, they will burn into the exhaust. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the garage door and we'll do the first startup. Well, there you have it, guys. That thing is ridiculously loud. Like, I knew it was gonna be loud, but holy crap is it loud. It might be louder than the H2. Like, my eardrums are ringing right now. The garage door's open and my eardrums are ringing. Jesus. Okay, so the install is done. Now, I always recommend that you get a tune after this. Removing the cat definitely changes your air-fuel ratio, so definitely do something about the tune. I'm going to be, for right now, it doesn't have a tune, but I'm gonna be getting an open flash and doing that on the bike. Comment down below, let me know if you guys like this kind of thing. This is the first time I've done an install video, so it's probably not the best, but I figured winter's coming. I'd rather get you guys some content than leave you in the darkness. But the Busa is about to be at Travis Yeager's. He's gonna be doing the turbo kit on that. And then it'll be coming back here. I'll be going over that. The H2 back there, it has a clutch now. So I'm gonna be putting the clutch in, and if we get some warm weather, I'm gonna go out and do some test hits on that. And maybe even some more carbon fiber on that guy. But as always, drop a comment, like the video. Till next time, guys.